So you know when you get a new phone, for that first week, you treat it like gold. You make sure it's clean and don't do anything that might hurt it, etc. And then after that week, you toss it on your bed and throw it around, like it's literally nothing. It's just your phone, right? Well, there's a term for that, the hedonic treadmill, which means that in spite of the highs and lows that we get in life, we always return back to a baseline of happiness. So are the highs worth it? This is the iPhone 14 versus 14 Pro. Let's talk about it. First, for general comparison, here are the raw stats of both devices that you can use to make your own decision if you're low on time. But I'll just say that it isn't too hard of a decision to make. Let me explain. For years, Apple's been releasing new iPhones on an annual calendar, with new features being announced all the time. But how many of those features are actually genuinely useful for most people on the daily? For instance, on the Pro version of the iPhone 14, we get Pro Motion, or a high refresh rate display, which makes the screen look faster and smoother, and is super cool. But most non-techie people won't be interested in that. At the same time, we also get many new features with this Pro model, such as the Dynamic Island, which looks super rad. But again, it isn't too necessary for most of us. So if you couldn't tell already, I'm pretty much saying that the Pro version of this iPhone is made for the pros. So then, which person are you? Well, I always recommend for anyone to focus first on your needs over your wants. Remember this phrase, it's not what I want, it's what I need. It's not what I want, it's what I need. The point is to actually focus on what you'll be doing with this phone. For most people, it will be to call and text and use the numerous apps that iPhone has to offer. But for others, you may actually need a pro camera setup, fast screen, etc. You should consider all of those factors when getting a new phone because you don't want to get something that's too much or too little for you, right? And at that same time, I've been talking about the Pro version being maybe too much for you, but you also don't want to get too little. You gotta get something that fits your profile. For instance, I may actually need the Pro version for its camera setup, being able to zoom in with its telephoto lens and zoom out with its ultra wide. For this exact case. But for you, it may be different. Look, the reason why I'm saying this is because it was recently announced that the majority of people in the United States use iPhones, so Apple's got a massive market share. So it's in the company's best interest to sell both standard phones that come with things you just need, even when they still come with a ton of features that most people won't ever use, and then ones that generate a lot of buzz and hype for people to talk about. But don't get too caught up in it. It's important to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. Yeah, getting a little philosophical, but that's why I always have the stay disciplined hashtag at the end of my videos, to remind you to make sure that you first buy what you need. So all in all, try not to get too far into the hype. There are cool things being announced, yes, but after a week, you'll probably just get used to it like usual. And there will always be new features every year for people to talk about. And not many people will care about which phone you have, as long as you don't have green text messages. So try to make the best decision for yourself, and don't forget to stay disciplined. My name is Seeroost. It's spelled like Cyrus, pronounced like Sea Rooster, just take out the terror. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Peace.